5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12,
Yo, what's up, dudes? I am here with the wonderful Jay Leonard, and we are here. Did I pronounce
perfectly? Perfectly. Jay Leonard. I think I have the J in there too. There's a J in the end.
Oh.
I just added the J. My name.
So it's Jay Leonard J.
Jay Leonard J. That's what I go. I kind of pigeonholed myself into that name. It makes no sense.
Yeah. Well, it could be worse. It could have been Pixie Licks.
Yeah. Well.
That was my name.
That was it. Hey, right? Exactly.
And it was a spoof on a spoof.
Yeah.
It was a spoof on Lexi Fox. It was a spoof on Nikki Sixx.
Oh, there you go.
So it's a big '80s like sort of shred spoof.
Oh, well, see, my name is Leonard actually. So yeah, go with Jay Leonard J. My name is actually Leonard. My name is Leonard Lorenzo Celerino Perona Tolentino de los Santos Cote Watco. And of course, right? And the Watco starts with a J, so it's like a Watco, Wat.
Right.
But everyone thinks it's just start with a W. It's a Watco.
Right.
J.
Of course, because we're Americans.
Hey, you're Americans, right? So I got a nickname Jay. People started calling me Jay. So then it became Jay Leonard Watco, right? And then when you try to the Jay Leonard J started thing was when I was first got Twitter and Instagram.
Yeah.
Jay Leonard Watco was too long to fit. So I just went, okay, Jay Leonard J.
Right.
And then I made a video and I said that, and now I'm stuck with it. Now I'm forever Jay Leonard J. Yeah.
That's okay. I like it. I think it rolls off the tongue.
Yeah.
Seriously.
Yeah.
I think, and someone would probably think that's spelled J. Leonard J-A-Y.
Yes, yeah, I get that. Yeah. A lot of people when I say it on my videos, like I always say, "Hi, my name is Jay Leonard J." They always think I say J letter J. Like I'm the J, the letter J. Yeah, I get that. I get that a couple times. Yeah.
Right. So we were talking a little bit earlier.
Yeah.
And how long have you been playing guitar?
Oh, I was probably a child, a little boy, and you know, the younger school trying to oppress the girls and everything.
Yeah.
I was a big Buddy Holly fan as a kid.
Okay.
Hence the J45.
Sure.
Right now.
First guitar, electric or acoustic?
It was acoustic. It was my grandparents' guitar. The action was about this high.
Steel string, nylon string.
Nylon string.
Same here.
Yeah,
so
right.
I got a nylon string.
And I learned all my Buddy Holly songs on that guitar.
Yeah, I had a Japanese import.
You did? Yeah.
In the early 70s.
Gosh, I don't need that when I played was so old that the paper in the inside was already gone. So I have no idea what it was. It could have been anything.
Mine, the finish was painted on.
Oh yeah,
the wood was so crappy. They would just paint the finish on, and God forbid you scratched it. It was like you could realize the wood like plywood. It was just like the crappiest crap ever.
Yeah, it was good guitar. But do you remember when you got your first really nice guitar?
Yeah, well I got an Aria ES335 copy when I was like 8 years old. I started when I was 6. When I was 8, I convinced my parents to get me an electric, but that was just an okay electric. My really first nice electric was an Ibanez Les Paul.
Oh, you did it, yeah.
And I got that when I was like 14. When and I was all serious, right? So when I was earlier, it was more like taking lessons with a teacher in the Mel Bay book and all that crap. It was just bore you to death. But at the very end, he showed me a blues, and I got all excited, and my mother was like, that's the most you've ever practiced. And then he didn't come back that fall. He got like another gig and didn't need to teach anymore. And that was sort of the end of that. So like, he left me hanging with this and literally the last lesson was, and I was like, oh my God, this is the greatest thing ever. And I didn't even, we're playing,
Oh yeah.
Just
book one. That was a solid one. That was book 1 HU3. Actually, exactly. I recognize that one. That was a good one. Yeah.
So it's like you're dealing with all these single solo stuff and all this crap, and it's like you finally, and of course he's soloing. And he's doing all that. And I'm going, oh my God! It's like the greatest thing ever. I think I was 10 years old.
Yeah.
And that was it.
And he left you, and then you never even learned the.
No, we did.
Or this one.
We did the turnaround.
You did all.
So we did the turnaround. We did everything. But
imagine playing it. That's all you learned.
That's all you learned. Just that. Right. And then you're like, you mean it changes? So yeah, you know. So how about you? Were you taking lessons when you first started?
I was. My dad taught me a bunch of chords. Right?
Okay.
I learned all
So your parents?
My parents taught me a little bit. My dad was a bass player.
Okay.
And the way that's how my dad and my mom met. My dad was playing in this like, it was like a David Bowie ass. He had like the lipstick and the eyeliner and the high heels.
Wow.
Thing. You know, it was.
Yeah.
It was a different era.
Sure.
Okay, it was a different time.
I remember the era.
Yeah, exactly. And he was doing his thing, you know, waving his little, you know, whatever.
Yeah.
And my mom, oh my God, he's so cool. They got married. And so that's, my dad knew a little bit of the guitar, knew about so he taught me all my kind of first chords. You know, he taught me this. I learned that from my dad, you know, and after that I got this teacher, Tony Prophet, and he was kind of cool. He smoked a lot, and he had this album. It was like a really cool, so he had like an album that he made like back in the 70s. And there's a picture of him and a younger self with this like shirt unbuttoned to here.
Oh yeah.
He was like lying, like, you know, he was so badass.
You want some of this, ladies?
Yeah, he was cool, man.
Nice.
And yeah, so I did the music thing, I did the film thing when I was in high school, and then I went to Berkeley. I went to Boston.
Really? So you came in my hometown?
Hey man, I'm no stranger to Boston. We were actually, I think we were talking a little bit about, like, you remember like Daddy's music.
Oh yeah, and how it's all gone.
It's all gone. Cambridge. I used to work at Cambridge Music.
Right.
And I got, like, I remember when I was in Boston, I got my clons from Bill, you know, because he was just there, right?
Yeah, right.
So I still have my original like clons that I got from him, and I'm not gonna sell them. They're just, you know, memories. Of that.
Sure.
And then after that, went to Montreal for a little bit and worked for a video game company, and then moved to Vancouver. Decided I want to play some music. I went out to Macau, playing at the Venetian. Have you ever heard of Macau?
I don't think
It's like, have you ever seen like a Casino Royale at James Bond?
Yeah.
Remember when they go to that Asian Las Vegas?
Oh,
There's like that floating casino and beautiful women everywhere.
Yeah.
That's Macau.
Okay.
Only with more ladyboys than beautiful women. But it was still cool. It was a crazy experience. We were playing at the nightclub in the Venetian. We played there all the time, and through there I was able to play at the Bollywood Film Award kind of thing, which I saw this guy. He was a producer. It was like a party, and this guy who was with this Hong Kong pop singer asked me to come to Hong Kong to do he liked the way I sang and did my thing.
Right.
So he asked me to go to Hong Kong to be part of this DVD concert for this big artist, because she was about to start a new tour named Sandy Lam. So I went to Hong Kong, and I pretty much played the Hong Kong, you know, thing for about three or 4 years maybe.
Wow.
Just touring the world. We did all over. We did like you know, we did London, and we did, you know, the MGM Grand and Caesar's Palace, Coliseum, all the big things. And then after that, I decided, oh man, I'm gonna have kids, and now that we have the kids, you know, maybe the life on the road is, you know, maybe a little too, like, I still travel a lot. I still play in a lot of live bands and stuff, but you know, the 3 months gone, and the traveling, and the time zones. And, so I did what every guy does when he kind of gets to that point where he's done with touring, which is, you know, you kind of build a small studio, you build your little studio, and I figured I had the space, and hey, let's film some videos and see what happens, and that's how the YouTube thing started.
Right. How long have you been doing the YouTube for now?
I want to say 2 years, maybe a little bit more.
Okay, and is your channel J Leonard J?
J Leonard J.
Okay.
Yeah, J Leonard.
I'll put a link in the description.
Hey, lucky.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's a cool page. It started off with a friend that bought a music store, Rufus Guitar Shop in Vancouver.
Okay.
Yeah, and he was bringing more boutique brands. It was more of a mom and pop store where you bought your, you know, little starter ukulele. And he wanted to get some cool video demos done, and he thought I was a really loud personality, and I was really good with a camera and whatever. So why don't you make a demo? And we did that. I think it was JHS that saw the video and said, hey, we have like these 5 new pedals. Do you want to demo them? And then once you do a JHS demo, you're pretty much, the doors open, and it's kind of walls fall, and you just get work, and that's how it happened. That's how I was able to kind of grow a little bit faster than a couple of the other people.
Sure.
I just was really lucky to catch a wave.
Right.
You know?
Right. Fantastic.
Yeah.
So, do you have a video that stands out? Like, do you know what your #1 view video
Oh
is?
God, I don't know. I know a really popular video I just did is I did the release day video for the UK, the Origin Effects Revival Drive.
Okay.
They just released that one very recently, and that one's been doing really, really well.
Okay.
Because it's a neat video, because that pedal has like 10 knobs, 18 switches, and an external foot switch. And trying to make that make sense in an 11-minute video, oh buddy, that's hard, because you don't realize, You know, you don't realize you get like a fuzz face, there's 2 knobs, there's like 6 parts in it.
Right,
you
right.
can make a pretty cool 10-minute video with that. When you got a revival drive, you have all these knobs. You have to find a way to kind of distill it while still kind of educating, and it was a fun challenge. That video has been doing very, very well for me. I did a JHS week. That was kind of what got me in. So it was like 5 JHS pedals, and yeah, and I also post like little. I have a couple bands in Vancouver, so I always make little music videos for them.
Yeah, sure. What's your main guitar right now?
I'm a Telecaster player.
Okay,
yeah,
fantastic.
and not just that. I had for years my main touring guitar when I was on the road. I had a 1968 Bigsby Tele.
Okay.
Right, the Bigsby
Sure,
one.
right, with the big
and the maple cap neck.
Oh,
you know,
yeah.
that was really weird guitar.
Right.
And I think we were doing a show, and it was a big show. We only had one rehearsal with all these things, these stars in this arena, and we only had one rehearsal, and it was an acoustic number. I had to do all this crazy stuff, and the airport lost my guitar. And then so they rented me a Taylor that was set up for slide. And I had to, you know, I bombed the rehearsal, and I begged them, hey, give me one more shot to get it right. And I had to go to the hardware store after the rehearsal in Las Vegas and file the nut down just to get through the gig.
Right.
And so my wife's like, you're not touring with that 68 anymore. You're not going out with that guitar anymore. So I ended up getting a custom shop Telecaster that is pretty much the exact same guitar. And that's the one everyone sees in my videos. It's like this Blake Placid blue, and it has the maple cap neck just like mine, and the Bigsby like mine.
Sure, sure. And amps?
Amps, for the demos, I have a 1965 Deluxe. Not the Deluxe Reverb, but just the Deluxe.
Okay.
The Let It Be blackface amp,
Right.
And I use that amp pretty much just because, you know, I have
It's an original 65. Just
it's an original. It's
okay.
the real thing. Yeah.
Just to be clear.
Yeah, I don't think they reissued the Deluxe.
I'm not sure, but someone will be out there will say, you know, they reissued one. I'm just cutting them off at the knees.
Right now, just get it cut out. But yeah, I run that a lot, and the reason why is because I'm an amp junkie. I love amps. That's
Okay.
my.
I'm glad you could admit that now.
You know, everyone goes, you know, everyone's all about pedals and big muffs and guitar collection stuff.
Right.
I'll tell you, just, you know,
More of an amp man.
I love amps, man. They're so, it's like, because it's like a guitar. It's your thing. It's your, you have one guitar. You know all the crappy spots. I'm good here, right? But then the pedals. You know, you have your pedals and whatever. Yeah.
Right.
But an amp, like, you need an amp for a small room, not for a big room. You need an amp for an auditorium. You need an amp for for a rock band, an amp for a surf band and stuff. And obviously there are amps you could do everything with, but there's some amps, you know, that make the job a lot easier.
Very niche amps. Yeah.
And I really do feel like amp it's like it's the goalie on a hockey team. You know what I mean? You know,
Damn good analogy.
You know,
right
your guitar
there.
is like the speedy
MVP,
tip.
right.
You got Bobby Orr here. You know,
Yeah,
Bobby Orr's great.
Right.
He's doing all the work on
I appreciate the Orr reference.
And then, you know, you got your pedals, which is, you got your defenseman, and you're surrounding the third line, the fourth line. But you know what? No matter how good Bobby Orr is, man, if you have a bad goalie, your team's done. Your team is done.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I do really have a big love for amps. They're hard to get because they're so incredibly expensive and stuff. But for the demos, I use the 65 because everyone knows what a 65 sounds like. Everyone knows what a deluxe reverb. If I started doing a overdrive demo with a Chimera or 65 amps, you're gonna hear the 65 amps more than you're gonna hear that overdrive. But if you do a deluxe, it's like in here. Like that's what the electric guitar sounds like.
Right.
So when you hear the overdrive, it's, I think, more true to the listeners of the site.
Sure. And what are you using for your overdrive? What's your pedal?
Oh, my pedal rig? I have, it's always, obviously,
I'm sure
it's always moving.
But where are we in the most recent period?
I have two gainers that I usually use. This compressor doesn't count as a gainer.
No, I don't
compressor
think so.
doesn't count,
I don't
right?
think so.
Yeah, because compressor, I like the Cali 76, that LA, not LA2A, the 1176 kind of sounding compressor. I put that right after my gains, like right before my modulations.
Right.
Over there. But in terms of gains, I have two. I use high gains. I don't use a distortion. I use a pedal called the Heretic Fuzz by I think it's called Hyro or Hiero Effects. They're a Russian company, and I got it as a demo. And they brought it over to me, and I just thought it was the most badass thing ever because fuzzes, you know, you play a fuzz, there's a sag when you play it, which is cool but tough in a band. It has all this low end, which is cool but tough in a band.
Right.
It has this, you know.
Tough in a mix.
Exactly. So what I have is, it's like a fuzz that's a little bit of a tone bender. It has a little bit of a muffy thing, a little bit of a Jordan Boss tone, which is my favorite all-time fuzz, the Jordan Boss tone.
Okay.
Because and a big chunky splash of the color sound overdriver, if you know that.
Sure,
It's
sure.
just big. So it just mids. It sounds like a Jeff Beck album. It's just really like MIDI and nasally, and just like you are the guitar player,
Right.
and the keyboard player can do nothing, and the horns can do nothing.
I
and
laugh at your keyboards.
So it has a good sustain to it. It has good harmonics, but it feels like an overdrive.
Okay.
But it's very fuzzy, and it works with a wireless.
Sure.
So which is great when you're on the road.
Yeah.
And then I also use the overdrive. The second overdrive spot always changes. Sometimes it's a Proco Rat because I'm just
Right.
old-fashioned.
I'm way old school. I love Proco.
old-fashioned, man.
I remember when they came out. When they were the hot new technology.
Yeah, I still use the one that my aunt bought me for like Christmas, and and you know, of all the pedals, you see that on the
So
door.
funny, my aunt bought me for like Christmas an MXR Distortion Plus, and I knew
You still have it?
because my parents were like, that pedal's like $70. This is like 1979.
No, exactly.
Where $70
You can buy
was
a car.
a month's rent. Okay, so we, you know, my aunt who was loaded was like, yeah, sure, I'll get you one. And ran out and bought me the Distortion Plus, and I was like, oh my God, you're the best.
Oh, it was a great Christmas. She gave me a bunch of strings.
Right.
It was my guitar Christmas,
Right.
and my parents bought me one of those Russian big mouth.
Okay,
pedals,
the
and that
green
was
one.
yeah, no, it was the black one. So
Okay.
right after, and you know, so it was a great Christmas. But the Proco Rat's still the one, but that one is not so much. I'll use that for certain things. You'll definitely see there's a sub decay pedal called the Liquid Sunshine.
Okay.
That's a great pedal because it doesn't have a tone knob. It's just volume.
And gains.
Two gains. So
Two
one,
gains.
yeah, two gains. One is a full range gain,
Okay.
and then the other one is upper, mids, and highs. So you can actually adjust your EQ just based on that one. So you can
Right.
really dial it in.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
if you want to do more of a rhythm kind of part, you can just get your foot and just put the full mids and back off the high mids and trebles, and then if you want to solo, you can just reverse it. It's a really cool function, real overdrive.
Okay, and now we get to the modulation and time.
Modulation time. Well, most of my rigs it's for gigging, and I hate carrying lots of gear, right?
Okay.
So when it comes to that, if it comes to delay, I use the Nemesis, the Source Audio.
Okay,
pedal. That's
sure.
great because it does a little bit of everything, and it's smaller than a Strymon. And I have my little tap preset, has a tap tempo, which is useful. I only use 3 presets, right? Everybody, you know, people get these huge pedals. I only need 3 presets. You get your
Right.
slapback, you get your atmospheric delay, and you get your dotted 8 note, and you're good for
Right.
any gig you're ever gonna play in your life. Right? I'm not ethereal. Like, you know, some of the guys that do these demos are so beautiful. The
Right.
soundscapes of reverb.
Right.
And you know, I play, you know, parties and pop music and stuff, and so you very rarely get a chance to do that stuff. So just a Source Audio, reverb. Gosh, I have the what's it called? The Topanga by Catlin Bread.
Okay, right.
Reverb.
Yeah.
And I also use the Immersed by New Neighbor.
Okay.
Which is like a bunch of different reverbs in one little thing. So it really depends on what gig
Sure.
you're doing, right?
Sure.
And in terms of other modulations, I don't run a chorus. I don't run anything. The only other thing I really run is a talk box. I almost got it. I'm a big talk box player, so
Yeah, no, I heard you the other
Yeah.
day. It sounded fantastic.
yeah, it's a great little thing to use. It's so unique, and there's so many parts in music that use it. So when you do it, it really brings a legitimacy to everything, and it's also a great substitute for a wah-wah pedal as well. Right? It's a fun pedal to.
Yeah. And you even had it working like a Leslie.
Yeah. That's a trick. A lot of people don't know about that one. Yeah, you can if you can get someone in the band to swing the thing like this.
To rotate it,
and
yeah.
rotate it.
Yeah.
You can just play your, or you know, you could just do like a, you know, that kind of thing. You can do that kind of thing, and it sounds like a Leslie. You know,
Yeah.
And you put it in front of the microphone. It's the coolest.
Yeah, no, I could hear it in real time right in front of us, and I was like, wow, that's unbelievable.
Neat, eh? Yeah, it's super cool.
Yeah, super cool.
And,
It's amazing.
Yeah, and I actually have a pretty big talkbox rig. But when we were just filming a video. You should check it out. It's we did it on talkboxes. We tried all the different kinds of talkboxes.
Okay.
I tried that Rocktron talkbox, and it kind of made me go, maybe I should stop bringing the whole rig and just use this. I fell in love with the Rocktron.
That Rocktron sounded so good.
Unbelievable. I was blown away because when I bring
the amp is all built in. It's all
in there.
Yeah.
And there's no I have a pedal board just for talkbox.
Right.
You know, and it's been modded and really put together to come up with the greatest sound. And I just get this little Rocktron thing, and it sounded just as you know. There's maybe not quite as precise. You know, maybe a little flubbier.
Okay.
But man, I can get by any gig with that thing.
Right.
Any gig. I was really, a lot of the talkbox community, you know, the forum people, right? They hate the, you know, it's not,
They're stubborn. They're stubborn. They like what they like, and that's about it.
If Roger Troutman didn't have, you know, that thing, it's not a real talkbox. If it's not used by this. But the number one talkbox guy right now, Mr. Talkbox, who did the opening for 24 Karat Magic, that Bruno Mars song.
Okay.
Right? He's the number one guy. He's using an MXR talkbox, which is I guess the rival to the Rocktron.
Right.
So if that guy's using one of those little 5-watt all-in-one, you know, talkboxes, I don't know. Maybe you guys should really rethink about, rethink your things, man. You know.
Yeah.
You know, embrace it.
Embrace it. Yeah. There you go. Cool. Well, thank you so much.
Oh yeah, definitely. It's been a pleasure.
Thank you so much. I want you to check out his channel and check out his playing. Phenomenal player, phenomenal singer.
Oh,
and before we end, do you play any other instruments between guitar and vocals?
Oh my gosh.
A little bit of keyboards?
No, I'm crap at the keyboards. I can play, obviously, I can play bass.
Okay.
I play a little trumpet.
Trumpet,
and then I'm pretty good with a mouse and a keyboard.
Yeah, right. I hear you. All right, guys. As always, thanks so much for hanging out. And rock on. Woke up this morning.